Remember that time when Lady Yunalesca appeared and it was cool because you were filled with feelings of, oh man, I must be really close to the end of the game, but then you were overwhelmed by feelings of confusion by her choice of wardrobe, leading you to assume she's some sort of succubus summoner ready to lure you into your great demise so that you may die continuously, forcing you to watch this extremely long cutscene over and over?
Will be yours.
Yeah.
Now.
Remember when cleavage shots? Well, we don't have to remember, that's like all the time.
You must choose the one whom I will change.
Remember when we thought someone was actually going to sacrifice themselves for Yuna's sake, since the whole initial point of the game was her pilgrimage to defeat sin, only to be slapped in the face with an alarming wake-up call by Titus and his crazy otherworldly ideas, such as killing literally everyone? Yeah.
The bond between husband and wife.
Remember when Seymour wanted to marry Yuna in order to conquer sin? AKA just make her the faith and summon her as an aeon or something?
1,000 years ago, I chose my husband Zeon.
Just like Lady Yunalesca.
Our bond was true, and I obtained the final aeon.
Remember when Xanarkand allowed us to hear and see what happened in the past for some reason, but with radio quality audio?
Turn back. Who will defeat sin? Would you have some other summoner and his guardians go through this? But, my lord...
Remember when Oren was young and had a really long, cute ponytail? Yeah.
This is the only way we got now. Fine. Make me the faith. I've been doing some thinking. My dream is back in the other Xanarkand. I wanted to make that runt into a star blitz player.
Remember when Jecht wasn't an asshole and was actually trying to be a good father, but it was also extremely sad because his change of heart came way too late, leaving his wife to eventually die alone and depressed, and his Titus to, well, be Titus? Yeah.
So make me the faith. I'll fight sin with you, Braska.
Remember when the English scriptwriters for this game did not give a crap about the lip flaps? It happens so often these days, I'm just used to it.
There may be another way. We'll think of something, I know.
Remember when the poor lone monk just didn't want his only 2 friends to leave?
Besides,
Yeah.
I ain't getting any younger, so I might as well make myself useful.
Checked?
What? You're not gonna try to stop me too?
Sorry. I mean... thank you.
Braska still has to fight sin, Oren. Guard him well. Make sure he gets there. Well, let's go.
Remember when the trio of bromance was real?
Yeah.
Lord Braska, checked.
What do you want now? Sin always comes back.
Remember when Oren cultivated the idea that the summoners need to start thinking of another way to defeat sin to break the cycle, but Braska and Jecht basically ignored him and chose to believe in false hope that committing suicide was the only true way to atone for past sins? Yeah.
Worth trying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, Oren.
Remember when Jecht totally lied about having a plan? He did not do anything except become sin.
Checked.
Remember when Jecht tried to smile? And I'm still not even sure if it worked. Remember when we found out the reason that everybody loved Oren? I mean, he is the coolest character. Look at this. Look at this backstory. Look at this character development.
And the cycle went on.
We'll break it.
But how? What, you got a plan now?
If one of us has to become a faith, I volunteer.
Me too, Yuna.
That still won't change anything, you know? You'd bring the calm, and then what?
Remember when
That won't
Titus
break the
became
cycle.
smart for essentially identifying as an Elbed and believing in the same thing as Oren,
wanna
yelling that
defeat
something
sin
else
and
has to
keep you
change in
alive.
order to break the cycle and to keep his
don't
waifu
want sin to
Yuna
come
alive?
back, yeah?
Yeah!
That is just not gonna happen, brother, you know?
Remember Waka's
If you want
sweet
everything,
accent.
You'll end up with nothing.
But I want everything.
Now you're being childish.
I give up. So what would an adult do then? They know they can just throw away a summoner, then they can do whatever they like. You're right. I might not even have a chance. But no way am I gonna just stand here and let Yuna go. And what Oren said about there being a way, I think it's true.
Remember when Titus continues to fight for what he believes is right, and I still do not understand why so many people hate Titus.
I'll go ask
I have to
Yuna
assume that the people who hate Titus just
She's
did
got to know
not
something.
get through like more than half of the game, because honestly, the crybaby sections are like 20%
I don't know.
or less. I
But I
mean,
have
it's
to
not
try.
that bad, you guys. Sheesh!
This is my story. It'll go the way I want it. Or I'll end it here.
Remember that sweet throwback to the phrase at the beginning of the game, listen to my story?
You say it's your story, but it's my story too, you know? It would be so easy to let my fate just carry me away, following this same path my whole life through. But I know I can't. What I do with no regrets.
Remember when the party went to space? Okay. Remember when we lived in an era where cutscenes weren't skippable? Are we there yet?
Have you chosen
And this is the
one to
HD
become your
remaster, so
faith?
they really could have went back and added
will
the
it
skip
be?
cutscene function for if you've already seen the cutscene at least once. I mean, something!
Will sin come back even should I use the final summoning to defeat it?
Sin is eternal. Every aeon that defeats it becomes sin in its place. And thus is sin reborn.
So that's why Jack became Sin.
Sin is an inevitable part of Spira's destiny.
Remember when life lessons about how humans will just always sin?
Never
No matter
ending?
what? Because nobody is perfect?
if we
We are
atone
all
for
bad
our crimes,
people on the
sin will
inside
stop
just a
coming
little
back,
bit? Remember when the game kept
Someday
slapping
it'll be
Waka in the
gone,
face for
yeah.
being racist and believing in the most
Well,
false religion
humanity
ever, and we could
retains
make fun of him for it because it was just so hilarious to see him constantly having a bad day?
This
Yeah.
cannot be! The teachings state that we can exercise sin with complete atonement!
Remember when Lulu's voice would
been our only
completely
hope
change when her
all
actress would be
these
rid of the
years.
stereotypical goth voice and display some heightened excitement? Yeah. Honestly, it was always super
It
moe in
allows
my
us to
opinion, though.
accept fate, however tragic it might be.
No! Where is the sense in all this? Braska believed in Yevon's teachings and died for them. Jack believed in Braska and gave his life for him.
They chose to die because they had hope.
Remember Oren's scream right before he died fighting for his friends? Yeah. But remember how dying in this world doesn't really matter unless you get sent by a summoner, because you can just walk around as a physical ghost form
Yevon's
anyways
teachings
and
the
do
final
whatever the hell you
summoning
want.
give the people of
What
Spira
is...
hope.
what?
Without hope, they would drown in their sorrow. Now choose. Who will be your faith? Who will be the one to renew Spira's hope?
No one. I would have gladly died. I live for the people of Spira, and would have gladly died for them. But no more. The final summoning is a false tradition that should be thrown away.
No, it is our only hope. Your father sacrificed himself to give that hope to the people, so they would forget sorrow.
Wrong. My father wanted to make Spiro's sorrow go away.
Remember when Yuna
Not just
actually became
cover
best
it up
girl
with
for not
lies.
only being gentle and modest, but
Sorrow
also
cannot
strong and
be
iron-willed, finally ridding herself of the teachings of Yevon, the only thing she has known for her entire life, ready to finally become a strong, independent woman who do need a man named Titus, and that's completely
So
fine
right.
because let
I
me
will
have my
live
cute
with my
couples
sorrow.
proudly
I will
standing up
live
for
my
herself
own
against the
life.
first summoner to ever defeat
will
Sin, and
defeat
ready to
sorrow
fight for a new way to
in
save
this
the
place.
people of Spira!
I will stand my ground and be strong. I don't know when it will be, but someday I will conquer it. And I will do it without false hope.
Poor creature. You would throw away hope. Well, I will free you before you can drown in your sorrow. It is better for you to die in hope than to live in despair. Let me be your liberator.
Remember when Yunalesca's hair became a monster? Yeah.
Now! This is it!
Remember when the cameraman wanted to murder our eyeballs?
And be free of pain, or live and fight your sorrow. Now is the time to shape your stories. Your fate is in your hands.
Remember when Kamari had lines? Yeah, me neither. Remember when Riku was a cute but still very attractive girl who wore clothes?
I can't believe we're gonna fight Lady Yunalesca. Give me a break.
Remember when Waka still just could not believe all the religious rules he was breaking despite everyone else being 100% on board with it?
No way. Not if I ran away now. Even in death, yeah?
My thoughts exactly.
Yuna! This is our story. Now let's see this thing through together.
Remember when we found out Titus's name is actually pronounced Titus, but I don't care, that's a stupid pronunciation in my way